Hi, Strawberry. Nice goggles. Why are we standing here again? Thank you, Blueberry. I'm not sure why we're here, but it's sure nice to be chosen to start off the video. I wonder why the backdrop is so messy. Ah, my goggles! What is going on here? We're getting inked! Run for it, Blueberry! I'm Strawberry! Ugh! Blah!
On the table today we have an amazing assortment of World of Nintendo Splatoon toys. There's action figures, Splat Balls, and what I may live to regret, the Splattershot Blaster. Before we get too messy, let's look over these action figures. Now you may recall we checked out this Inkling boy a few weeks back, and there was this huge controversy over what happened with his ink tank. At the time I was thinking that ain't right, but I didn't really say anything. And sure enough it is ain't right, because we now have a corrected version of Inkling boy with the right blue blaster. Why this guy had the orange pack, I don't know, but it looks like about half the figures have orange packs and half the figures have blue packs now, at least from what I saw on the shelf. Let's open him up. Alright, here is our corrected, updated version of Inkling Boy from the same series, 2-4. Corrected, we have his blaster and ink cartridge on his back. Looks like his shoes are also a little bit darker. But it also looks like his tentacle cups aren't as pronounced. This one are a little more gray on his tentacle hair, and this one is a little more deep gray, so it's harder to stand out. But it looks so much better with the correct ink going on. It just looked so weird last time. I was looking at the thing going, huh, but I was also looking at blue Yoshis and Phazon suit Samuses, so it wasn't completely focused. But it's nice that there is a fix to that figure. Now, Series 2-5 is finally appearing on shelves, and we have Inkling Girl. Notice this fine, flat card I was able to find. That's a quality figure. On the back of the seriously warped card, Inkling Girl with blaster accessory, 4-inch figure with 14 points of articulation, and other figures available slowly filtering out the summer of 2017. Just not in my area. Let's get her out of this package. There is Inkling Girl looking orange and awesome, but as amazing as she looks, she's kind of a mess. I don't know how those knees are holding up right now, but they are extremely loose. And she also has a little bit of an issue holding on to that ink tank on her back. It is barely holding right now. So you can tell her knees are starting to buckle. I can't tell if that ink tank was originally glued and popped out, or if it is supposed to just tight fit, but it is popping out. It does not have a very good fit in that back post in there. I might just have to add a little bit of glue in there. I like how really bright her pink shoes are though. Those are really, really cool. And at least we've got the correct orange blaster with the correct orange ink tank on her back. That's good to see. What is with her hands? Can you see that? What is going on? They're like really deformed, and those thumbs, they've got some serious muscle on them. I mean, for some reason, Inkling Boy's hands don't look that bad, do they? Maybe just because, I don't know, they look a little more shaped right. Inkling Girl's hands just kind of scare me. Keep away! No, don't do it! Ah! And yeah, her back tank fell off again, but that's okay, it's not 100% important. The two figures look great together though. I'm glad Inkling Boy is not alone anymore. Next up, before I regret looking at the Splattershot Blaster, is the World of Nintendo Splatoon Splat Balls. Throw 'em, stick 'em, splat 'em, eat them. No, don't eat them. Basically a package with a squid in them. And if you look, you can see what color. This is an orange color here. And this is a blue color. These are Series 1-1. We have blue, green, purple, and orange squids available. So let's rip these out from their confinements. Nothing beats the smell of that really rubbery, gushy plastic, isn't it? Just great. And look at that. There's some water inside. That is really yucky. Sounds great too. Now I'm assuming this guy's blue because the purple is a little lighter color. Wow, these are really sticky too. Probably stretchy. You can probably do some throwing with them. Ow. And they stick to the wall. This is great stuff. If I could hit the wall. Almost sticking. It's probably not the best wall. Use probably a window is probably your best bet for stuff like this. But that is pretty fun, and these were pretty low cost. I think they're under $5 a piece, and actually are pretty worth their value. I'm going to have to look for a green now. That is too much fun. Sounds absolutely disgusting. You could probably huck them at someone and it would not hurt, but I would not recommend that. I could just smell them from here too. Very potent. Alright, so that's the Splat Balls. Keep an eye out for them. Alright, now the real trouble begins with the World of Nintendo Splatoon Splattershot Blaster. Thank goodness this thing has goggles. Straight from the game, includes 2 ink tanks, stays where it splats, whatever that means. Looks really intense. On the back of the box, it looks like there's a poor dad who's about to get target practiced by this crazy kid. It's splat or be splatted. The Splattershot is a rapid-fire ink shooter that excels at both inking turf and splatting enemies, making it the perfect choice for any inkling. How did this get past the Toy Safety Commission, I have to ask? We have 2 packs of ink refills. I'm assuming you could buy more on shelf. I did not see any as of yet. Well, okay, let's unbox and see this blaster outside of the package. Okay, outside of the package we have the Splatoon Splattershot Blaster. Pretty heavy, very 90s Super Soaker-esque. We've got a pump action, we've got a safety, and we've got a reservoir tank. And it looks like we've got a place to hold extra cartridges. Then we've got our really cool goggles. I think these might fit a lot of different sizes. There is no bend to them though, so they might just break your cranium. And we have 2 ink refill cartridges. Is that going to be enough ink? Instructions included, basically telling you to clean this thing every time after use. I have a feeling that stuff is going to dry up and ruin your blaster. How to wear your goggles, how to clean again, and how to fill your blaster and how to work it. I like how we've got a little sticker here, so they changed the rules a little bit in between manufacture date. So what is this ink stuff really like? Let's find out. I've already removed the foil seal on the orange. Take a look here. Looks like it's your common toy slime material, I'm thinking. Maybe just a little more watered down, perhaps. Very turtle ooze-esque. Very, very slimy and wet. And that's going to fill up the chamber of your gun. Boogers. You'll also notice that inside the chamber here, we have just a small portion. It's not filling this whole tank. It's just this inner part right here. I was really wondering how this little refill was going to fill this giant storage tank, but there's your answer. It's too bad this doesn't just snap in and you don't have to sit there and fill it, but that's what we're supposed to do here, is kind of fill her up. I have a feeling we're going to go through ink way too fast with this weapon. There's supposed to be a fill line in here too. I probably should look at that. Looks like the fill line is just right here around the side, so I'm gonna have to empty out a whole bottle of orange. I guess that makes it easy. You know how much this thing's gonna use. 1 whole cartridge of ink. Kind of pack it down there, I suppose, kind of like a icy drink. And we'll pop our cap back down. And we are loaded. Okay, let's get ready to go. Let's put on the goggles first. Safety as always. And since we are dealing with a heat wave in my area, I'm just going to chance it and do this indoors. It might be a huge regret, but let's have fun with it. We have our Splatoon blaster here, and the squirrels have volunteered.
Hold on a second. This is not what we volunteered for.
They each have their goggles on as well. Thank you, Despicable Me, Mega Bloks, and yes, the bands have not dried out and broke yet.
Wait, is he pointing that at us?
I'm sure it's all some sort of misunderstanding.
Anyhow, we have loaded up our blaster, and now we are going to do the pump action. It says about 15 to 20 times, and I think our blaster is in the lock position. We have a little lock here, so it is safe so far. So let's give this a few pumps. I forgot what count I'm on. Is that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. They say it might start coming out of the nozzle, and this is like one of the biggest rules of hunting class. Never ever look inside a loaded barrel. Point that thing always on the ground or at a toy squirrel. Okay, I'm thinking that's probably enough. We're going to unlock, and I'm anticipating the first few shots of nothing, but you never know. Let's give this a shot. Nothing yet. I have a feeling we're going to troubleshoot for a few minutes here. And that's a hit. Sorry, big gray squirrel. So, in the time it took you to read technical difficulties, I actually had to drive on over to Toys R Us and replace my original blaster. There's some things I learned. My original blaster would not lock. It would just pump. So I wasn't getting any air pressure or anything like that, so I wasn't really able to tell what was going on. This one actually locks. Now, what you need to kind of do, it takes a long time to get these things loaded. I think what's going on is all the fluid in here has to travel through some of these pipes, and the pressure has to be just right. I found the best way to do this is to shoot ooze across my room. That's why you do this outside. I found the best way to do this is have your lock on first. You gotta have that lock on. Press in that red button there. Then your trigger doesn't go in and the gun won't fire off prematurely, because it will do that a lot with all the pressure that is going on. And it might even fire off prematurely with the lock on. So that's your number one important thing to do. Get the lock on. Then, once it's locked, then you can do the pump action. It even has a little note. To prime the blaster, pump the handle of the blaster back and forth slowly 15 to 20 times. So that's probably arming all the goo inside. And now you can really feel it. It's tight. It's ready to go. If you're doing it wrong, it's too loose and you know it's not pumping. So right now we are pumping. Now for the tricky part. We've done about 10 to 15 pumps, and when I pull it back to lock, it might just fire, but it is in lock, so it should hold. And now we're ready to fire. To ready to fire, unlock your gun, point it at a nice woodland creature, and I've noticed this gun likes to fire high, so I'm going to point as far low as I can on poor Landry right there. Watch out, Landry. I love you, but this is for a demo.
You do realize we will get you for this.
And there we go. Sorry, Landry.
Sleep with one eye open, buddy.
So right now it feels like I've got little pieces of jello all over this set. And again, you really have to take the time to load these things. Once it's all loaded properly, it should be pretty good again. Let's try loading it and see what happens. So, lock on. Cannot move that trigger. I'm going to try just 10. Pull it into lock. We're still locked. And unlock. And now we can fire at poor Big Gray Squirrel again. He's a good target. Oh, sorry, Big Gray Squirrel.
It tastes like poison, but I'll still eat it.
But it's pretty fun now that it's working. Now, for some bonus time, while at the store exchanging my gun, I found the Splattershot Mini, plus some refill cartridges. Pretty much the same things going on the back of these packages. That poor dad. Let's open these up. I think I'm gonna try to use that purple ink. So let's load the Splattershot Mini. Have a purple cartridge ready to go. And this one loads in from the top. But if you want, upside down I suppose is the way to go for less spillage. And that just screws right on like so. I wish that was kind of how the big blaster worked. Alright, so how is this gonna work? We've got a pump on the back. And it looks like we're gonna pull back and fire. Probably going to take a few times to get this slime to load. Getting there, sort of. Helps to shoot this one angled down a little bit. So far, it's just like a little bit of a spit. But compared to the larger blaster, we're getting much faster results. Ew, it's kind of leaking a little bit. Really crank back on that lever and you've got quite the Splatoon weapon. One more time with the Splattershot Blaster. A little more clumsy with this one. I think I'm gonna have to go with the Splattershot Mini. About the same results with less misfires.
We better get Hazard paid for this today, I tell you what, I tell ya.
So there you go with the Splatoon Splattershot Mini and Splattershot Blaster. I would say we're shooting about 5 to 10 feet today, and I have a feeling that may depend on how souped up your ink is. They say to shake well before filling. Results seem to vary from each shot, ranging from a small ink spit to a large inkish splatter. They don't leave the brightest mark, as when the ink spreads out it's pretty transparent. As for recommending this toy, I think the Splattershot Mini is the way to go. It's a lot more affordable and should give you a little bit of fun. And I'm sure outdoor play will be a lot more fun than a controlled indoor squirrel target practice.
Could be worse. Squid could be falling out of the sky.
World of Nintendo Splatoon toys are on store shelves. Summer 2017. The large Splattershot Blaster runs about $30, while the Splattershot Mini runs about $15, and feels like the better deal. Splat Balls Squids are also fun at $4, and the action figures run about $12. There is a lot of Splatoon fun here, and if you're a fan, this collection is totally for you. However, if you're looking for just some light play, one of those Splat Ball Squids is all you really need. That's what I have to say about that.
I represent the law offices of Squirrel and Squirrel. You will be served for this review. Thanks for watching Squirrel Stampede. Please like, share, subscribe.